Hello, Brick Sculptors, and welcome back to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and you may notice the lighting is different in this video. And that's because it is, and let me show you why. Well, we have the same old build station, but it's been moved. We are in the new room. Now, this room is not completed yet. I still have some stuff to do. I still don't have a table for my Lego City. Still working on the floor, still have a mess. But we are making progress. Now, I know it's kind of bittersweet to see this build station here because I love this build station, but as you can tell, we have outgrown it. We have way too many bins, and that was part of the reason for this move to the new room. I want this entire wall to be bins, and I'm going to construct something to do that. I have a larger table that goes deeper because this just is not deep enough. But one thing at a time, I'm going to tinker with the room, get the room working better, and then eventually I'm going to build a new table here and new shelves for all the bins. This is all temporary, but this is my bulk stuff here. I've got some mess over here. There's still some non-Lego mess in this room. Still work in progress. But over here is what I really want to talk about. So this is where the Lego City is going to go. I have a nice big space here, and here's my initial goal. This cabinet, as I showed in previous videos, holds the water main. So it's staying there. And this cabinet's 30 inches tall. So I figured I would build the city right over top of it and basically go to here. The problem is the entryway here gets a little bit narrow, and the laundry room is that door over there. So I do need to have a traffic flow through here. And so the city's going to have kind of an angled corner here. I measured it out. I'm thinking 120 inches, basically from the edge of this cabinet all the way to that wall. And then an L shape coming out 60 inches to basically here. I'll draw it for you here in a second. Now these legs I bought on Amazon, and I really like them. They weren't super cheap, but I think they'll work well. They're adjustable, and the listing said that they did up to 30 inches. Well, that's kind of true, but not really. Because this cabinet's 30 inches, I'm going to build a platform, mount it to the wall over there, basically rest it on top of this and mount it to the wall on top of this, and then have the legs in the front. But check this out. What was supposed to be 30 inches on the highest setting is about 29 and a half, maybe a little bit more. Now there's a few ways I can remedy this. These two bolts are in the last holes for adjustability. I could run one bolt and have it go down further. I don't think that's a good idea, so I'm not going to do that. I could drill two new holes, make it go a little bit further. Don't love that idea either. Probably not going to do that. This is an adjustable foot on here, so I can screw this out, but that's going to look terrible. And even if this is just barely threaded in, which I wouldn't want that way, we're still talking just barely at 30 inches. So, thank you for a poor Amazon listing. I think basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a block on here. I'm going to build a piece of wood or cut a piece of wood the size of this triangular top and just basically raise it up. And I'll do either a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch block on there because this, at the end of the day, needs to match up with that. Otherwise, the whole plan's off. Anyway, I do like these legs. I don't think I'm going to return them unless they give me any more problems. But I need to work on that a little bit. Let's go back over to the build station here. I'm going to show you the layout I want to do for the new city. As you might already know, if you watch my content, we're kind of low tech here at Brick Sculpt. We like to do it the old-fashioned way. And for that reason, I busted out the good old-fashioned graphing paper. And this was kind of nostalgic for me because I remember as a kid I used to lay out full cities on this exact pad of graphing paper. I still had this in my old Lego stuff. And so it was kind of fun to play around with this. I already tinkered with it a little bit to get my design right. Sorry about this shadow. Once I get the overhead light working, that won't be there. But for now, we're going to have a little shadow until we're fully set up. Anyway, the design I'm thinking, so these squares, let's call one of these squares on this graph paper, let's call that 5 inches by 5 inches, which is a 16 by 16 base plate. Same size as one of our new road plates. That's going to be one of these squares. And the layout I'm thinking, so basically 4 of these would be your standard 32 by 32. So I said 120 inches by 60 inches. And 120 inches divided by 10, a 32 by 32 is 10 inches. Don't know why it translates so well into standard American English and not metric, but hey, I'm not complaining. Would give us 12 base plates across in 32 by 32. So let's count that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then 60 inches forward, 60 divided by 10 is going to be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be the basic L shape of the back of the table. On this side here, to get out over the cabinet, I need at least 15 inches. So let's call that 1 base plate and a half a base plate. But I obviously want the depth of this deeper than that. My old city was 4 base plates deep, and it was honestly too deep. It was hard to reach the back. I haven't 100% decided on this, but I think I'm going to do 3 base plates deep on this section and a little bit wider on this section. I could still change this, but for now, I'm going to call this section 3 base plates deep. So 1, 2, 3 would bring us to here. Now in this corner, I need to angle this. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to walk through this walkway. So I'm going to actually probably just end up cutting a base plate at a 45-degree angle. Yes, I do cut base plates. I think base plates need to come in more sizes and be more affordable. I know you can get non-Lego branded ones, but I do typically stick to Lego ones. And yes, I'm not afraid of cutting a base plate. I know other Lego YouTubers do it. I know it's pretty common. I'm sorry if you don't believe in it, but I am okay with it for myself. So I'm going to do an angle, which would be 1 32 by 32 cut in half and a 16 by 16 cut in half. That'll bring us from our 15-inch side to our 30-inch depth at a nice angle there. And then we're going to do the front of our table here. On this section here, I want it a little bit fatter. So I'm actually going to do, I haven't decided yet, but either 4 base plates, which is going to get really hard to reach this corner, or possibly just 3.5. 2, 3.5. I could put an angle on this if I wanted to. I'm not sure if it'll look the greatest, and I don't know if it'll gain me much. I can tell you one little sneak peek. I do intend on having kind of a waterfront on all of this. Very narrow, though. I don't want to take up a lot of space because this table is big, but it's not massive. So I want as much room up here for buildings and features as I can. But I do want to have a waterfront in this. I'm not going to tell you the rest of the theme. We'll get there as we do it. I do already have some good ideas in place for that. But I do want water in the front here. So having that angle, I could have a little bit more water in the corner. Might do that, but likely won't. The legs on the table will go under this section, this section. This one will probably just sit right here. That will be supported by the wall enough. And then I'll probably have one right here. And that will support the table there. So here we have 3.5 base plates deep. If we really want to, we can draw these out to get a better idea. I am going to add a lot of elevation to this layout. I'll give you that, I'll give you that little sneak peek. But, so I probably will use smaller base plates for most of this. Up here, I might do larger base plates. I might do the 48 by 48s, especially because of this odd number. You know, I could do 32 by 32s here. And this is all just hypothetical, so I'm just playing around with this right now. But then on this side here, I could do some 48 by 48s. I have a lot of those 48 by 48s. I use a lot of them for videos, so I don't really want to have them buried in the city. I'd rather use base plates I'm not going to use much because I'm going to cover them all anyway. But this could be a good way to use up some of those and not have to use so many base plates, because this is going to be a lot of base plates. Switching from the old school road plates, probably have to do something like this on this corner. I could do 132 by 32 and just cut one corner, 116 by 16, but I'll probably do smaller plates. I have a lot of smaller plates. Anyway, going from those older road plates, I have a ton of road plates, and I know you can integrate them into Mills plates. I've seen it done many times. I don't love the idea. I guess it depends on where I'm going to put it in the city, because they aren't as structurally sound. You don't have as many attachment points to the base. So I probably will be using some of them in there. Otherwise, I'm going to have to buy a lot of base plates. I do have quite a few, but I'm not going to have enough to cover this whole thing if I don't use those road plates. So we'll see how that works out. But this is my general idea of it. And obviously these plates might all move with elevation and stuff. I might change a lot of that. But that's kind of the idea we are looking at there, and kind of the shape and size. So this here on the back is 120 inches. And this side would be 60 inches there. Well, I hope you guys like this video. I hope you're excited about this room coming together. I know I sure am. It's been a lot of work already. I've been working really hard to try to get to come together, because I'd love to get started doing more videos and less moving. But this is fun. It's just not the greatest YouTube content. So anyway, if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to do more just like this in the future. And we will see you next time.